Attention bowlers, we are gonna get started. Welcome back to Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. This is a doubleheader this evening. It's Paul Metivier at Justin Ruggiero and Terry Ballard at Chas Gallant. The match format is 5 strings with 14 points. On offer, 2 points per string, 4 for total pinfall, with tie-splitting points. And there's Paul Metivier starting out with a 7-drop. Terry Ballard not in the head pin, but still taking the head pin, drops 9. Paul Metivier on the 6, 9, and 10. He just misses off to the left. Terry Churnbutter is dealing with a piece of wood that is already out of play, only 1 ball in. So we'll call on Justin Ruggiero's services early on. So I'm Steve Kelly on the call for the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, brought to you by 3-Ball Spare Conglomerate. It's good as always to have you along with us. This match was played on Monday, April 14th, 2025 at about 7:04 p.m. local time. There's Terry Churnbutter, and that pin actually was a legal pin. Plays it, doesn't get anything out of it. Paul Metivier will open up with a 10 box. And Terry opens with a 9. This broadcast should have subtitles and live captioning enabled, so if you enjoy this feature, please feel free to enable it in the controls below. If you're watching this broadcast on YouTube, the transcript feature will also likely be available. Keep an eye on the unofficial scoreboard you see on your screen. It's there for the benefit of the broadcast. The bowlers maintain their official book records separately. Scores are subject to review or correction. There's Paul Metivier with a strike. There it goes. There's the strike for Paul Metivier. A quick 10. Terry Ballard pokes 2. Lemon drop plus a friend. Ballard. 1-2 pocket. Leaves the 6 and the 9. Paul Metivier started out with a great strike in the second. It was a slow mover, but it went eventually. Just waiting on a ball return. No, the balls have returned, and Terry Ballard will take a 9 box, his second in a row for 18 after 2. I may occasionally pause to verify scores if things seem out of sync, and I appreciate your patience. If/when that happens, we never know. If you're watching this on YouTube later on, there may be times where I may include notes in the description if I catch scoring errors in post-production, so please be sure to check those out, if there are any. 8 drop for Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard drops 1 off to the corner. Metivier off to fill a strike. And he'll fill it with 10. A great way to fill it. That's a spare for Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 8. As we suspensefully wait for another ball to return in the ball return. Terry Ballard will clean up for his 3rd 9 box in a row. That's 27 after 3. Paul Metivier now. Filling a spare on the head pin. 6 fill. And a split. 46 after 3 for Paul Metivier. Still waiting on that ball return. Taking its time. If you watched the PBA Tour recently, and by recently I mean yesterday on Sunday, April 13th, they also had problems with their ball return as well. So it can happen either in candlepin or 10-pin. It don't matter. Ball returns are a way of life. That's a 5 drop for Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier on a split for a spare fill. Second ball sails into the ocean on a piece of wood. Terry Churnbutter will take will miss to the left. Paul Metivier will take a 6 box, slightly off target. Mr. Churnbutter will take his 4th 9 box in a row for 36 after 4. Paul Metivier is averaging 7.8 on the first ball. Terry Ballard averaging 4.3 on the first ball. Paul Metivier from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Away bowler this evening. Drops 7. Terry Ballard mixes 5. It's Paul Metivier on the Yikes. 4, 5, and 9, and he misses. Terry Ballard just misses the object pin, and the object pin is the last one standing. Metivier cleans up for 9. Want to make it exciting. And 5 9 boxes in a row for Terry Churn Butter Ballard. And we'll get my rule of thirds reference out of there. That's 61 after 5 for Paul Metivier, and 45 after 5 for Terry Ballard, a perfect half of 9s. That's the story. Paul Metivier perfect on the head pin so far. And now it's time for our opposite bowlers, Justin Ruggiero and Chas Gallant. Ruggiero drops 6. Chas Gallant dropping 5. Ruggiero leaving the 10. Gallant on the Brooklyn side of the head pin. Takes all but the 7. Great shot. That's a 9 for Ruggiero, Justin Ruggiero, leaving the 10 pin. Chas Gallant versus the 7. He's going to sail into the gutter, for a 9 box. If you like this content, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel for more exciting matches. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. It would be great if you could allow the conglomerate to conglomerate, if I can even say that correctly. That's Ruggiero with a 4 drop. Chas Gallant with a 9 drop. Ruggiero leaves the 1 and the 8. Gallant on the 6. Spares it up. 19 and a bonus after 2. Justin Ruggiero with an 8 in the second for 17 after 2. So that's Justin Ruggiero on your right from the back camera, and Chas Gallant in the red on your left. Ruggiero. Head pin. 8 drop. Chas Gallant takes out 6 and fills with 6 and splits 6. Ruggiero with a spare of his own on the 2 and the 4. Chas Gallant punches 1, he punches the 4, leaves the 2, the 6, and the 10. That will be a 9 for Chas Gallant for 34 after 4 and 27 and a bonus after 3 for Justin Ruggiero. 34 after 3 for Chas Gallant. We're in the blue room at Academy Lanes this evening. Ooh, and Ruggiero. It's a 3 fill. And a 5 drop, an awkward 5 drop for Mr. Gallant. Justin Ruggiero will get the backdoor spare, though. Chas Gallant off to the left. 2, 4, 5, 8, 10 for Chas Gallant. Shooting for a 5. It's the 2 diamond and the 10. Chas Gallant will take a 6. 40 in 4 for Mr. Gallant. 40 in a bonus and 4 for Justin Ruggiero. Justin Ruggiero has a season record of 116 and 94 after 15 matches. He has a home record of 80 and 32. And he'll drop 7 there. And fill with 7. And he'll miss the spare opportunity. No three-peats. Chas Gallant is off to the right. Ruggiero will take a 7, leaving the triangle on the right side. The 6 triangle. 1, 3, 6, 7, 9 for Chas Gallant, shooting for a 10 box to complete his half. Potential 50 half. And a nice out of 9 for 49 for Mr. Gallant. Paul Metivier has the game by 7. Chas Gallant has the game by 4. No open marks. 61 Metivier, 54 Ruggiero, 45 Ballard, 49 Gallant. And that's Terry Ballard, who took 2 pins out. Paul Metivier dropping 6. And that's Terry Ballard leaving a few more. Taking a few, leaving a few. Paul Metivier's off target to the right. 1, 4, 7, 9. Terry will take a 9. His 6th 9 box in a row, I will have you know. Paul Metivier will take a 7. And it's 68 in 6 for Paul Metivier, 54 in 6 for Terry Churn Butter. Terry Ballard has a record of 71 and 41 with 8 matches played. He's a substitute bowler, so a little bit behind just because he came in late in the season. Paul Metivier dropping 4. Both bowlers missing the head pin. Terry Ballard for a spare. Will he get a back door? Will the 2 fall forward? Thought about it, but didn't. Paul Metivier just missing the head pin on the Brooklyn side just a little bit. Terry Ballard, another 9. He's proud of that. Paul Metivier, 794, 136 for a 10 box. The result of the play is a 6 box for Paul Metivier, 74 and 7, 63 and 7 for Terry Ballard. Bowlers have elected not to bowl a head-to-head this evening. So it's away and then home. Our away bowler is up first. Terry Ballard on the head pin. There's a strike. Here comes. Here comes. You know what's about to happen. Maybe. Maybe not. There's the boom. Very respectfully waited for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier will drop 4. He'll take 2 more out. 2, 3, 4, 7 for Paul Metivier for a 10 box on the spread eagle. The broken spread eagle, and he'll take a 9, 83 and 8 for Paul Metivier. 73 and a bonus in 8 for Terry Ballard, breaking a streak of 9s after 7 boxes. I think I got the replay. Let's find out. There's Terry Ballard's strike. Ran the 1-3 pocket. The 4-pin fell last. Here's the follow-up. Great pocket shot once again, but it's a split of 9. Or not a split of 9, a drop of 9. Paul Metivier drops 9 of his own. Terry Ballard. Oh, and he'll foul it out, unfortunately. Another 9 box and a 9 fill. 91 and 9. Those are tough, especially if you're excited on the strike. I know I've missed plenty of those in my time. Paul Metivier, though, will take a spare. 93 and a bonus in 9 for Paul Metivier. It's 91 and 9 for Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier averaging 6.8 on the first ball. Terry Ballard averaging 5.1 on the first ball. Terry Ballard. Left to the head pin. Drops 3. Metivier on the head pin there. It's going to be a 9 fill. And Terry Ballard will take a few more out, leaving the 5 and the 8. Paul Metivier on the 4-pin. Paul Metivier will take that out for a spare. 8 box for Terry Ballard with a 99 opener. Paul Metivier is at 112 and a ball. Paul Metivier has been 8 for 10 on the head pin with 4 splits and 25 bonus pins and fills, averaging 6.3 per mark. Metivier filling his spare with 6 for a 118 game 1 opener for Paul Metivier. A great strong showing, a 4-mark 118. Terry Ballard, all nines, 1-8 and a strike with a 9 fill on the strike for 99 in the first. Now back to Chas Gallant and Justin Ruggiero. Chas Gallant first. Left of the head pin drops 5. Justin Ruggiero on the head pin with a split of 7. Chas Gallant on the Caleri. Left side of the head pin leaves the 8-10. Justin Ruggiero will take 2 and leave 1. It's Chas Gallant on the 8 and the 10. And he'll take 8. 57 and 6. 10 box for Justin Ruggiero, 64 and 6. Justin Ruggiero so far has been averaging 5.8 on the first ball, and so has Chas Gallant. Mr. Gallant on lane 14. He'll take 2 out on the hit on the right side of the deck, and Justin Ruggiero has to re-rack as a few pins fell. Chas Gallant, first time on my program with a season record of 63 and 105 with 12 matches played. Away, he is 41 and 43, 22 and 62 when he's away. Justin Ruggiero, worth the wait, 9 drop on the head pin. Chas Gallant will leave 4 left on the deck after the second ball. Justin Ruggiero, a spare. A nice spare by Justin Ruggiero for 74 and 7 and a bonus. Chas Gallant. We'll take an 8. 65 and 7 for Chas Gallant. 74 and a bonus in 7 for Justin Ruggiero. Bit of a divergence here. Justin Ruggiero is now averaging 6.3 on the first ball. Chas Gallant 5.3. Paul Metivier finished the first game with 7 on the first ball, and Terry Ballard 4.9 on the first ball. Gallant. 3 down for both bowlers, and a 3 fill and a split for Justin Ruggiero. Gallant almost spares that up. That mess down there. Ruggiero 3-7-8. Chas Gallant will take a 9 for 74 and 8. And a 7 box for Justin Ruggiero puts him at 84 and 8. Scores are confirmed the whole way down. Chas Gallant could get a 134 if he strikes out from here to the end. 144 for Justin Ruggiero if he strikes out from here to the end. Chas Gallant will poke out 1. Ruggiero's off to the right of the head pin and drops 8, drops 9. Drops 9, leaves the head pin. Gallant takes a few more. Ruggiero with a on-target spare on the single. 94 and 9 plus a bonus. Chas Gallant 1, 6, 9, 10. And that's an 8 for 82 and 9 for Chas Gallant. 94 and a bonus for Justin Ruggiero in the 9th. Oh, and Gallant off to the right. Ruggiero will drop 6. Ruggiero averaged 6.2 on the first ball for the first game and 4.2 for Chas Gallant. Ruggiero leaves the 2 and the 5. Gallant's got the 1, 3, 6, 8. Gallant will finish with 8. Ruggiero will finish with 8, making my job easy. That's 108 for Justin Ruggiero and 90 for Chas Gallant. Paul Metivier will take the game by 10. Terry Ballard will take the game by 9. That's the story of the first game here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Great to have you along. Moving on to game 2 here. It'll be Terry Churnbutter and Paul Metivier down there on the decks of Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. While the bowlers are waiting, here's how to read the scoreboard in case you missed it. The head pin and split indicators are green and red. X is 10, square is strike, triangle spare, 4 triangles is a double strike. Paul Metivier drops 4, and a 1 drop for Terry Ballard on the 7 pin. Paul Metivier almost spares up that 6 bouquet. Terry Churnbutter's off to the left. Paul Metivier will take a 9. Terry Ballard will take a 3 to open up. Oops. Yeah. Paul Metivier on the head pin. Splits 8, 7 and 10. Terry Ballard will foul it off into the gutter and will have to reset. Paul Metivier on the 7 and the 10 split for a spare. Oh, and he gets it. That's a beautiful, beautiful shot by Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard, ball 2, 1-8-9. Seven, 8, 9, or 10 for Terry Churnbutter. It'll be a 7, 10 after 2. 19 a bonus after 2 for Paul Metivier. On a spare. Not on the head pin. 5 on the fill. Terry Ballard pokes out 2 there. Paul Metivier's off to the left, leaves the 1, the 5, the 3, and the 9. Terry Churnbutter. Will he spare it up? He won't hit the head pin, and he'll leave the head pin. It wiggles, but doesn't fall down. It came close, but nothing doing. Paul Metivier for a 10, and he'll get that 10, 34 and 3. Terry Ballard on the wiggly head pin. For a 10 box. It'll be 9 for 19 after 3 frames. Here at Academy Lanes, Paul Metivier, our away bowler from Leda Lanes. A record of 111 and 99. Home record of 68-44. Away record of 43-55. And he's off to the right of the head pin. He'll drop 4, and that's a 5 drop for Terry Ballard. It's a Caleri left side. Paul Metivier, will he get everything to go over? Yes, he sure will. It's another spare for Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard on the Caleri. Leaves the sleeper. Leaves the 9. Be a 9 for Ballard. 28 after 4. 44 and a bonus after 4 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier is filling a spare. Starting now. And it's going to be a 5 on the spare. Terry Ballard will drop 7 and split 7. Metivier, cuts the pocket, leaves the back row. Terry Ballard has a 7, the 8, and the 10. See if he shoots this. Oh, he sure does. That's a spare for Terry Ballard. Kaboom. And an 8 for Paul Metivier. That's the end of the half already. That's 57 after 5 for Paul Metivier and 38 and a bonus after 5 for Terry Ballard. A rough start, but finished on a mark. All right, it's going to be Justin Ruggiero and Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero, fastball in the head pin. Wow, what a fast strike that was. Chas Gallant to the left of the head pin drops 5. So Justin Ruggiero drops a quick 10. Chas Gallant's got the 4 horsemen right in the 7. One, 3, 6, 7, 10 for Chas Gallant as he waits for the wood to settle. And the pitch. He's off to the left. 1, 3, 6, 10. Chas Gallant will take a 7. So Justin Ruggiero's on a strike. Justin Ruggiero has an away record of 36 and 62, season average of 106.37 in Class B North, Division 4. Home average of 109.63, away average of 102.66, a high single of 140, a high series of 617. On the strike, Phil. 5 drops so far, and a split. Chas Gallant just working things out. Ruggiero with a 7 on the fill. Waiting on a ball return, in case you're wondering what the awkward pauses are about. Chas Gallant, ball 2. Oh, what a great curve. Leaves the 5 and the 10. And Ruggiero will take a 9 box. Chas Gallant on the 5 and the 10 for a 10 box. It'll be a 9. It's 26 after 2 for Ruggiero. And the 9 box puts 16 after 2 for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero? And I'm sorry, I thought he had a green shirt on. It's actually a navy blue shirt. Apparently I wasn't looking close enough. He'll drop 6, backdoor. Gallant will drop 5, and that's a Caleri. Justin Ruggiero's on the object pin, but leaves the 3 and the 6. Chas Gallant on a right side Caleri. He'll take the 4 horsemen and leave the 8. Justin Ruggiero will take a 9. Chas Gallant, 9 or 10. Gallant on the 9 box and the 3rd for 25 after 5 and 35 after 3 for Justin Ruggiero. Bowlers are not bowling head-to-head this evening. It's away then home. These are the home bowlers this evening. Terry Ballard's also from Academy Lanes, but he's the away bowler this evening. Justin Ruggiero with a split of 7. Chas Gallant on the head pin on the pocket, drops 9. Great recovery. I think he's finding his aim. 3, 6, 7 for Justin Ruggiero. Oh, and he'll cut it for a spare. Nice job by Justin Ruggiero right there. Chas Gallant with a spare of his own. 2 spares for both bowlers. Great way to go into the 5th. 45 and a bonus for Ruggiero in 4. 35 and a bonus for Gallant in 4. Justin Ruggiero first. On the head pin, a quick strike. A strike on spare for Justin Ruggiero. That's a 4 for Chas Gallant all the while. Justin Ruggiero is averaging 6.9 on the first ball. Chas Gallant averaging 4.4. Paul Metivier averaging 6.1. And Terry Ballard averaging 4 on the first ball. Chas Gallant, no spare. Now for a 10 box. That'll be a 5 for Gallant for 44 and 5. 65 and a bonus for Justin Ruggiero with 3 marks. Paul Metivier is trailing Justin Ruggiero by 8 minus, and of course minus the bonus. And then Terry Ballard is trailing Chas Gallant by 6 minus the bonus. Terry Ballard on your right in the white. Paul Metivier on your left in the black. 8 drop for Ballard and an 8 fill. Paul Metivier will split. Ballard almost gets the spare, but he takes 1 of 2. Paul Metivier sails off into the corner, into the ocean. That'll be a 9 for Ballard. 55 and 6. Paul Metivier will take 7. 64 and 6 for Paul Metivier. 55 and 6 for Terry Ballard. Scores are confirmed. Paul Metivier 10 for 16 on the head pin with 6 splits. Terry Ballard 3 for 16 on the head pin with 1 split. It's a 3 drop for Ballard. Paul Metivier with a quick strike, though. Drops 10. Hangs 10. And Ballard will leave the 1, the 3, and the 10. That's a 7 for Ballard, 62 and 7. Pins are flying here this evening. And I believe they just polished the decks as we were walking in. Because when I walked in, there were no pins on any of these lanes. So I'm pretty sure they just did the deck, so we got a fresh, greased up deck down there. Terry Ballard drops 5. Paul Metivier on a strike. Oof, cuts 3. Ballard on a 5 drop, misses his object, leaves the 1 and the 6. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 6 for Paul Metivier. Takes the left side, leaves the right side. Ballard will take a nice 10. 72 and 8. Paul Metivier on the 6 fill on the strike, and then a 9 box. 89 and 8 for Paul Metivier, 72 and 8 for Terry Ballard. Terry Ballard. It looked like a cleary at first, and pins are still falling. It's an 8 drop. Paul Metivier on the head pin. 8, 9. 6 pins left on the deck. Terry Ballard for the spare. Yes, sir. It goes. Goodbye. 82 and 9 plus a bonus. Paul Metivier on the single on the 6 pin. Goodbye also. 99 and 9 plus a bonus for Paul Metivier. Marks, marks, marks. Grease up the decks and you get great results. Waiting on the ball return once again. It's a ball return that takes its time. It prefers quality over quantity. Terry Ballard on lane 14 in our Class F matchup this evening on a spare. To the left of the head pin, but mixes down 7, fills 7. 4.8 on the first ball for Terry Ballard on average. Metivier, head pin, split, will be a strike on spare. Not quite, but a great 9 fill. Terry Ballard on the spare, and the 10 is wiggling, and it falls. 99 and a bonus for Terry Ballard. A great redemption story, and a great spare for Paul Metivier of his own. 118 and for Paul Metivier, plus a ball. 99 plus a ball for Ballard. Marks, marks, marks. 5 marks this game for Paul Metivier, 3 marks for Terry Ballard. Terry Ballard first, final ball. On the head pin. It's a 2 fill, 101. Paul Metivier, 118 plus. Ooh, wow, that 5 pin really wanted to stay up. That's a 7. That's a 125 for Paul Metivier. 101 confirmed also for Terry Ballard. Incredible night for Paul Metivier so far. 243 after 2. Terry Ballard averaging exactly 100 with a 200 after 2. Justin Ruggiero on deck, 65 and a bonus with 3 marks so far. Terry Gallant, 44 after 5. That's coming up here on the tour, on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Steve Kelly in the call. Chas Gallant wasting no time. He'll drop 6. It's a 9 drop for Ruggiero all the while. Gallant on the accordion takes half of it. Ruggiero just misses the wood just slightly, so it'll be a 9 fill. Chas Gallant, 4 and 7. Take a 9. Justin Ruggiero, take a 10, a missed opportunity there, but 84 and 6 for Justin Ruggiero. He's off to the races to chase Paul Metivier. Chas Gallant first. Left to the head pin. Drops 5. And a 5 drop as well for Justin Ruggiero. A Cleary on the left side. Bouquet pins in the center for Chas Gallant. Just slightly off the head pin. Leaves 3. Ruggiero pops the sleeper in the back. Leaves the 4 horseman left side. Gallant for a 10 box. Could take 8. Ruggiero. A nice 10 box. 94 and 7 for Justin Ruggiero. 61 and 7 for Chas Gallant. Ruggiero's at 94 and 7. Paul Metivier was only at 80 and 7. Terry Ballard 62 and 7. Chas Gallant 61 and 7. Chas Gallant. Head pin. Pin still mixing. Going to be a 7 drop. 7 drop as well for Justin Ruggiero. Justin Ruggiero averaging 6.8 on the first ball, 4.7 on the first ball for Chas Gallant. Terry Ballard averaged 4.8 on the first ball, cumulatively up to this point, and 6.6 for Paul Metivier. Both bowlers missing their marks. Chas Gallant shooting for a 10. It's the 4-6-7. And, oh, it almost goes. Was almost a pretty one. 9 box. And a 10 box for Justin Ruggiero. 104 and 8 for Justin Ruggiero. 70 and 8 for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero is 11 for 18 on the head pin with 4 splits. Chas Gallant is 6 for 18 on the head pin with 3 splits. Gallant first. To the left of the head pin. He'll drop 3. And that's a, ooh, wow, gnarly drop. 1-8-9 drop for Justin Ruggiero. The screw you shot. Chas Gallant pokes the 10. Ruggiero, he's just got to chuck it, basically. He leaves the 7 and the 10. That's the most he could have done with that. We've seen that shot made, both in the ACST and the Friday Night Pro League, I believe. Chas Gallant, will he poke? Oh, he missed the object pin. Almost took it by proxy. But nothing doing there. That's a 9 box for 79 and 9. Justin Ruggiero tries to play 7-10. Plays the wood and yikes. I don't know how the heck that happened, but he'll leave the 7-10 for an 8 box. No fault of his own. 112 and 9 for Justin Ruggiero. 79 and 9 for Chas Gallant. Chas Gallant to close out the second game of 5. On the pocket, nearly a strike. Drops 9. Ruggiero on the head pin. Drops 9, drops 10. Another strike for Justin Ruggiero. Chas Gallant on the single. Oh, and it sails into the gutter. Again, corner pins are tough, and Chas Gallant is a lefty, so that would have been a really difficult shot for him no matter what. He'll take a 10 for 89 for Chas Gallant. He'll fall to Terry Ballard's 101. Justin Ruggiero at 122 plus a bonus. He has an opportunity to snipe Paul Metivier, who has 125. Time to find out what happens here. This is going to get interesting. And there it goes. That's 7 so far. That was all he needed, so he'll take the second game. And now it's just bonus time. The fill will be, and woo, almost everything. 9 fill for 131 for Justin Ruggiero, and he beats Paul Metivier's 125. Holy moly. 239 two-game total for Justin Ruggiero, 243 two-game total for Paul Metivier, and 200 for Terry Ballard, 179 for Chas Gallant. Pretty good. How you doing? Saying hi to some folks. And anyways, that's the story of the second game. I'll give you the total update in just a second. So Paul Metivier has the total by 4. Terry Ballard has the total by 21. Just getting set up for the next game here. Paul Metivier. Oh, and a strike for Paul Metivier. Pins are flying in Haverhill tonight. Terry Ballard looking to follow up on the head pin. Almost does the same thing. Waiting for it. Oh, he thought that Wood still had some juice in the tank, some gas in the box, but he'll take a spare on it. Terry Ballard and Paul Metivier are starting out with marks. In case you missed it, we had an explosive second game. Paul Metivier with a 125 and Justin Ruggiero with a 131. The two standouts when they're bowling against each other. Justin Ruggiero sniping Paul Metivier at the end. Paul Metivier on lane 14. 1-3 pocket. Splits 8 so far. It's the 2 and the 7. And we are chanting the incantations to wait for the ball return to produce a wonderful bowling ball. Terry Ballard whispering sweet nothings into the ball returns of Academy Lanes, lane 13 and 14. I just saw a ball drop down there, so it should be arriving in just a moment. And there's a ball for Terry Ballard. Worth the wait. This will be his first ball of the second frame. Terry Ballard goes off to the right. That's a 3 fill. Metivier on a strike. I mean, on a spare. Well, you know what I mean. It's a 10 fill on the strike and a spare for Paul Metivier. And 7 for Terry Ballard so far. 1, 3, and 8 are left on the deck. For Mr. Churn Butter, Terry Ballard will almost mow him down, but he'll take a 9 for 22 after 2. Paul Metivier ready to keep on going, though, on lane 14. Here we go. Off to the left of the head pin, and he'll drop 6 and fill 6. He's at 36 after 2. 22 after 2 for Terry Ballard. And yeah, our cadence is a little bit lopsided just because of that slow ball return, that's all. No fault of any bowler there. That's a 7 drop for Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier, always just off to the left, but the ball comes back and actually takes a consolation prize of 1. There's a spare for Terry Ballard. Nice job, 32 and a bonus after 3 for Mr. Ballard. Doing his dance. Paul Metivier will take an 8. 44 and 3 for Paul Metivier. 32 and a bonus after 3 for Terry Churn Butter Ballard. Let's talk more about Paul Metivier with a season average of 108.65, home average of 108.33, away average 109.03, high single 144, high series 597 this season. 48 strikes, 158 spares, 170 tens, 50% perfect box percentage, 81.49 seasonal total pins up to this point for Paul Metivier. And that's the 6-pack and the 7. It's a 3 drop for Metivier, and a 7 drop and a 7 fill for Ballard. Metivier off to the right. Ballard also off to the right. Paul Metivier has been averaging 6.8 on the first ball, and Terry Ballard, his average has been going up to 5.4 on the first ball. Paul Metivier, nice recovery, though, for 10 box. And a 10 box for Terry Ballard, all the same. 54 after 4 for Paul Metivier, and 49 after 4 for Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier is 15 for 24 on the head pin with 7 splits. Terry Ballard 4 for 24 on the head pin with 1 split. Paul Metivier off to the left, drops 3. Ballard drops 5. Cleary right side. Cleary, named after Bob Cleary. And Metivier, he'll punch the rest of those right out for a spare and angry spare. Sometimes the best spares are the angriest. Terry Churn Butter will punch the sleeper out of the right side Cleary and leave the 1-3-6-10 for his efforts. 6 through 10 box, and it will be a 6 for Terry Ballard, 55 after 5 for Ballard, and Paul Metivier with 3 marks is at 64 and a bonus at the half of this match, 2.5 games in. And now back to Justin Ruggiero and Chas Gallant here on the Atlantic Cannibal Singles Tour. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. It's great to have you along with us this evening on this Monday night for some Monday night bowling here at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Ruggiero drops 4. Chas Gallant dropping 6. And a split of 6. Ruggiero pokes the 2 and nothing else. Chas Gallant, ooh, he leaves the 6. Great attempt, though. He almost took that spare, that split for a spare. Justin Ruggiero will take 8. Leaving the 4 and the 8. Chas Gallant will take a 10. Start things out. Justin Ruggiero has 38 strikes, 163 spares, 153 tens, a 47% perfect box percentage, and 79-78 seasonal total pins. Currently the number 2 seed in Class B North Division for the number 7 seed in Class B North overall. Here's Justin Ruggiero. And took a few pins out. Took 3 out to be exact. And 6 down for Chas Gallant. Ruggiero misses the object pin, leaves the 1 and the 2. Gallant on the 1, 3, 6, 10. And it goes. Chas Gallant with a spare. All over it. Justin Ruggiero pokes the 2, leaves the 1. That's a 9 box for Justin Ruggiero. 17 after 2. 20 and a bonus after 2 for Chas Gallant. I love the name Chas. You don't hear that name that often. The last I heard it was on Rugrats. Chas Finster. My apologies for all the millennial jokes. Justin Ruggiero on lane 14 on a Nate drop. Chas Gallant to the right of the head pin. Chas Gallant will take a 3 on that fill. Ruggiero leaves 1 on the deck, leaves the 3. Chas Gallant, pile of pins. 1-3 pocket, leaves the 2 and the 4. Piece of wood comes over the 2, leaves it. It's a 10 for Ruggiero. Ruggiero throws a very hard and fast ball, but he's very frequently very accurate. Chas Gallant's looking at the 2 and the 4 down there. Oh, and he just misses. That'll be an 8 box for Chas Gallant, 31 after 3, and 27 after 3 for Justin Ruggiero. Ballard was at 39 after 3 compared to Gallant's 31. Ruggiero 27 after 3 compared to Paul Metivier's 44 at the end of the 3rd frame. Justin Ruggiero first. Through the right of the head pin, drops 5, drops 6, drops 7. Chas Gallant is going to be a 5 drop with a diamond in the center and the 10. Ruggiero, oh, he plays the wood and bizarrely doesn't get the rest of the pins that were right behind it. Sometimes greasy decks can have pinball action that doesn't work out for you. No mark for Chas Gallant either. 1, 2, 5 for Chas Gallant, and the 4 and the 7 for Justin Ruggiero. There is a ball down there in the gutter. I think it's out of play, and I think it has to be removed, so we'll pause for that. Just getting that out of there. Mr. Ballard will just very carefully extract it out of the left channel of lane 14. And there it goes. No interference call required. Terry Ballard is a professional. There he goes. Thank you, Terry Ballard, for returning the favor to Justin Ruggiero, who went to check a piece of wood earlier for Terry Ballard earlier in this match. That's a 7 for Ruggiero, 9 for Ruggiero, and a 7 for Gallant. 36 and 4 for Justin Ruggiero, 38 and 4 for Chas Gallant as of right now. 1 box to go before we sit, and we'll be at the official halftime of this match. Justin Ruggiero will drop a quick 9, leaving the 7. Chas Gallant to the left of the head pin, and he's going to drop 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 9. No, 8. Just a blink and you miss it kind of action. Speaking of that, spare for Justin Ruggiero on the single right on it. 1 in the kind of 2 pin for Chas Gallant, and he'll hit the what used to be the 2 pin, and he'll leave the 1 slid off its spot. And he's now shooting at the head pin for a 10 box. 46 after 5 plus a bonus for Ruggiero. And a 9 for Chas Gallant. And at the half, it's 46 and a bonus for Ruggiero, 64 and a bonus for Metivier, 55 and a bonus for Ballard, and 47 and a bonus for Gallant. Metivier has the game by 18, the total by 22. Terry Ballard has the game by 8 and the total by 29. Still pending fills for Paul Metivier and Justin Ruggiero. Getting set up here for the second half of the third game. Terry Ballard will fire first, and Paul Metivier is on a fill. And he released a little early and dropped 3. Terry Ballard, that is. Paul Metivier off to the races. To the right of the head pin as well. 6-pack in the 7. That's a 3 fill. Terry Ballard, much more on target there. But leaves 2. Paul Metivier on the target as well, leaves the 5-10. Ballard will leave, I believe, is going to be a 9-box. It will be. Paul Metivier will take an 8. 64 after 6 for Terry Ballard and 75 after 6 for Paul Metivier. I will double check a score. It looks like Chas Gallant actually has 50 after 5. I'll double check to see what the hubbub is about with that. That's a split for Ballard of 5. And an 8 drop for Paul Metivier in a split. Ballard for the spare, leaves the 6 and the 10. Paul Metivier's got the 7-10 with wood all over it. So correction for Chas Gallant, he's actually at 50 after 5. I think I might have just incorrectly entered a box. So Chas Gallant's actually at 50 after 5. That's a 9 for Paul Metivier. Sorry, not a 9. He'll just take 1 and leave 1, and so will Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier will take a 10. Terry Ballard will take a 9. I'll give you the updated scores here real quick, just because I corrected Chas Gallant's score to match the scoreboard down there. 50 after 5 for Chas Gallant. Just a quick score update. Well, you could just sneak it in. Terry Ballard to the left of the head pin, drops 6. Drops 7. Dropping 8. Paul Metivier with a 10 drop and a strike for Paul Metivier. Ballard. Oh, and he'll get the spare. There's the boom. He missed everything, but he got a spare both out of it. It's sort of the equivalent of in Mario Party when Luigi wins by doing nothing. That was a spare by Terry Ballard. Miss everything to get everything. 83 in a bonus. Paul Metivier, 95 and a bonus in the 8th. We got a respot because Paul Metivier's pin setter went rogue. We'll talk about Terry Ballard. I don't think we talked about him yet officially. He has a season record of 71 and 41 and a away record of 28 and 28. Home record of 43 and 13. Ballard with a 6 drop and a 6 fill. Paul Metivier not on the head pin, but dropping 8 and 8 so far on the fill. Will be a spare. Oh, the 4-pin stays for Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier's on a strike fill. 1-3. And he's all over it. Spare on strike. Terry Ballard will take a 10. That's 115 in the 9th for Paul Metivier, plus a ball. 99 in the 9th for Terry Churn Butter Ballard. Terry Ballard has a season average of 98.2 and away average of 96.8, which he is away tonight, even though his home alley is here at Academy Lanes. His home average is 99.6. High single 129, high series 523. Here's Terry Ballard. Dropping 6 for Horseman right. He's averaging 5.2 on the first ball. Paul Metivier 6.7 on the first ball, and then here's a 4 drop and a 6-pack. Excuse me, I said 4 fill. There we go. Paul Metivier now 6.6 on the first ball. On average, cumulatively up to this point, Terry Ballard leaves the head pin. And will that be another spare for Paul Metivier? It was all over it, but leaves the 10. Got robbed there. That'll be a 10 box for Terry Ballard, 109. Paul Metivier, 9 or 10 for a potential 129 game. It'll be a 128 with that 9 box. And that is a 3-game total of 371 for Paul Metivier with that 128. So he pulled a 128, a 118, a 125, and a 128. High-powered 371 for Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard at 309 after 3 with a 99, 101, and 109. Here we go. It's Chas Gallant and Justin Ruggiero. Chas Gallant dropping 6. Not in the head pin. Justin Ruggiero, 7 on the fill. And Chas Gallant, 136. No mark. That's the 2-6-10 for Justin Ruggiero. Oh, and he almost gets the skate of the wood and the spin of the wood, but it doesn't go. Chas Gallant, 136. We'll leave the 9, or leave the head pin for a 9. That'll be a 9 for Justin Ruggiero, all the same. That's 62-6 for Ruggiero and 59-6 for Chas Gallant. Chas Gallant will fire first here in the 7th frame. It's off to the right, off to the left. That's a 1 drop so far. Justin Ruggiero on the head pin 1-2 pocket, and yikes. It's a 4 drop. Bucket of 5 in the 7. Chas Gallant will leave the 6-pack on the right on the second ball. Justin Ruggiero on this second ball, he leaves the 5-7-10, the Matt Soucy special. The Woolworth split. We like to call it the Matt Soucy special because he's my teammate in Worlds, and I just like to give him crap. Chas Gallant is looking at the 6-pack right. That's an 8 for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero will leave the Soucy special for a 7-box. 69-7 for Justin Ruggiero and 67-7 for Chas Gallant. Chas Gallant is 8 for 27 on the head pin with 4 splits. Justin Ruggiero 18 for 27 with 6 splits. Chas Gallant to the right of the head pin drops 4. Drops 6, excuse me. And 6 drop for Justin Ruggiero as well. 2 4 horsemen. 8 pins across 2 lanes. Chas Gallant will take 2 of the 4 horsemen out, leaving the 1 and the 2. Justin Ruggiero will take 1 of the 4 horsemen out, leaving the 1, the 4, and the 7. Chas Gallant will take a 10-box for 77-8. Justin Ruggiero will take a 9 for 78-8. And those scores are confirmed. I am up to date. Only had 1 score correction earlier for Chas Gallant in the first half on the 4th frame, but that's now fixed. When you call a doubleheader, there's just a lot going on and a lot of numbers. So Chas Gallant to the left of the head pin, and that's a 5-drop Cleary. Justin Ruggiero will poke 2 out. It's basically a lemon drop plus a friend. Chas Gallant on the Cleary pokes the 3, pokes the 8, leaves the 1, 3, 10. Justin Ruggiero leaves the 1 and the 3 on the deck. Here comes Chas Gallant. 7, 8, 9, or 10, and knocks a pin into lane 15 for an 8-box. You don't get to see that too often. The last time I saw a pin get knocked into another lane was at Wakefield Bolodrome last season. That was, oh goodness, that was Andy Klempa and Ryan Billings, I think. I believe it was Andy Klempa and Ryan Billings at Wakefield. But oof. So Chas Gallant will start with a 0 drop and a foul. About the reset. It's a split for Justin Ruggiero and a 7 drop. Justin Ruggiero's been averaging 6.2 on the first ball. Compare that to Paul Metivier's 6.6 on the first ball. Terry Ballard is averaging 5.2 on the first ball. Compare that to Chas Gallant's 4.5 on the first ball. Chas Gallant, who has a season average of 89.37, a home average of 92.20, and a away average of 86.53, a high single 123, high series 481, 7 strikes, 82 spares, 75 tens, and that's a 6 drop for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero on his spare shot is the 4-6 goalposts. No mark for either bowler going into the final to finish the final frame. Chas Gallant to finish things off with a 9, and Justin Ruggiero with also a 9 of his own, and that should be the end of the game. 96 for Ruggiero, 94 for Gallant. 3-game total of 335 for Justin Ruggiero, and a 3-game total of 273 for Chas Gallant. Paul Metivier has the total by 36 and wins the 3rd game by 32. Ballard has the total by 36 and wins the 3rd game by 15. So it's currently 4 points for Paul Metivier, 2 points for Ruggiero, 6 points for Ballard, and 0 so far for Gallant. But there's still 2 more games of Candlepin Bowling, plus the total pinfall that we can still award here. So stay tuned. Plenty of bowling to go, folks, as we march down to the fourth game here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. I'm Steve Kelly on the call, part of 3-Ball Spare Conglomerate. Here for the ACST in Haverhill, Massachusetts at Academy Lanes. We'll start out with Paul Metivier on your right in the black shirt. On the head pin, splits 5. Terry Ballard to the left of the head pin on the 7 for a 1-drop. Metivier's got the 4-6-2-7-9 to contend with. He'll poke the 4, just pushing a little bit too hard. Ballard pokes the 10, symmetry, I love it. It's like that joke in Hey Arnold. You know, we're just going to do all the millennial nostalgia jokes this evening. Paul Metivier will leave the 2 and the 6 for an 8 box. Terry Ballard, great out of an 8 box of his own. So that's dueling 8s. 2 different paths to get there, but both bowlers start out with 8 boxes here in the 4th. Again, this is not a head-to-head matchup. It's away and home. The away bowlers are up first. Paul Metivier from Leda Lanes, Nashua, New Hampshire. Terry Ballard is from here in Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. He's the away bowler this evening. Paul Metivier on a split of 5. Terry Ballard on a 5-drop. It's the not Kaleri. It's the 4 horsemen left and a sleeper behind the 2. Paul Metivier couldn't quite get his ball to tail over enough to take out the split. Terry Ballard takes a few and leaves 3. Paul Metivier, 2-4-7 for 7 or greater. It'll be a 9 for Paul Metivier for 17 after 2. Terry Ballard will take a 7 for 15 after 2. Here we go, Paul Metivier. Oh my goodness. That's an odd cut of a 3-drop. Terry Ballard with a strike. And he's going to do his victory whatever. And, Terry Ballard comes prepared with all these kinds of victory and touchdown dances, but no one can deny that strike, though, by Terry Ballard. 25 and a bonus after 3. Paul Metivier is working on a 10 box with the 1 and the 10 on the deck. Paul Metivier, 8, 9, or 10. 10 box for Paul Metivier, 27 after 3. Terry Ballard is 6 for 33 on the headpin with 2 splits. Paul Metivier, 19 for 33 on the headpin with 10 splits. Paul Metivier totaling 96 in bonus mark fills, averaging 6.9 per mark. Terry Ballard totaling 42, averaging 5.3 per mark. And there's a strike for Paul Metivier. He wants in on that action, dropping 10. Ballard drops 2 so far on the strike fill. That's why you get 2, though. So the fill is not complete yet. To complete that strike fill thought for Terry Ballard, he's on the 1-3 pocket. He'll mix down 6 after all is done. 7, 8, 10, 6. That's what he's shooting at. The 6 triangle on the 7. Terry Ballard will leave the 9 for a 9. 40 and 4 for Ballard. 37 and 4 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier working on a strike. Now it's Paul Metivier's turn to fill a strike. On lane 14. Academy Lanes in the blue room. We're feeling very blue this evening. And he'll mix down 7 so far on his first ball. Paul Metivier averaging 6.5 on the first ball. 3.5 games in. Terry Ballard to the right of the headpin, 1-3 pocket, drops 7 of his own. Paul Metivier to fill the strike with a spare. Great way to end it. 57 and a bonus for Paul Metivier after 5. Terry Ballard, 2-4-7. And it'll be a 9. Not a 9 box. I got 1 ball ahead. 9 or 10 box for Terry Ballard. He missed his mark. Now it's a 9 box. 49 after 5 for Terry Ballard and 57 after 5 and a bonus for Paul Metivier. And we will now begin the second quarter of the 4th game here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Justin Ruggiero on lane 14 and Chas Gallant on lane 13. Starting now. Huh? He's 309. No, he's sorry. He's 335. You're 371.
36.
Yeah. That's a 9 drop and a spare for Paul Metivier, for Justin Ruggiero, excuse me. Gallant working things out. 6 drop so far. Sorry, I just gotta get my bearings here for a moment. Okay, and a 9 box for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero with a mark. He's 20 for 31 on the headpin with 7 splits. Chas Gallant is 8 for 31 on the headpin with 4 splits. Justin Ruggiero is filling a mark. And here he goes. He's off to the left of the headpin. Take a 6-pack. Check his ID. 4 on the fill. It's a 4 for Chas Gallant. And 4 for Justin Ruggiero, and he'll, on the second ball, leave the headpin. Waiting on a slow ball return down on lane 13 for Chas Gallant. Waiting. There's a ball. He's got the 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 10 to shoot at. Justin Ruggiero missed his mark. Chas Gallant for his mark. He'll take a few more out, leaving the 1 and the 8. Justin Ruggiero will take a 10 box for 24 after 2. Chas Gallant shooting for an 8, 9, or 10 box. Chas Gallant will take an 8. 17 after 2 for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero is averaging 6.4 on the first ball. Chas Gallant is averaging 4.6 on the first ball. Justin Ruggiero is totaling 65 in mark fills, averaging 6.5 per mark. Chas Gallant totaling 13, averaging 4.3 per mark. Justin Ruggiero currently has the 26th highest Class B average at 106.15. He has the 9th highest Class B high series at 617. Justin Ruggiero has 3 matches at or over 550, 2 matches at or over 600. 1 match out of 15 with shutout victories, 6 out of 15 matches with double-digit wins, a 17.64 for 50 headpin average per match, and a 7.55 split average per match. In his past 5 matches, he's taken 36 points, averaging 7.2 per match. It's a 5 drop for Justin Ruggiero after the pins settle. Chas Gallant drops 7, splits 7. Ruggiero pokes 1 more out. Chas Gallant. Oh, he wanted to cut the ball to the left by playing the wood on the 4-5-7, but didn't work. Justin Ruggiero leaves a sleeper for a 9 box. Chas Gallant will take a nice 10 box. Wow, that was a great shot. Didn't expect that to go, but it's one of those where you don't believe in the shot, and sometimes it goes, and you're always just kind of like, huh? How the heck did that go? Justin Ruggiero on the 1-3 pocket. It's 6-7 drop after everything settles. Chas Gallant with a 9 drop on the head pin. Ruggiero. Oh my goodness. No luck at all. Chas Gallant will take a spare though. Justin Ruggiero really should have had a spare. Everything danced around that 7 pin and even touched it, but we have another situation where ball stuck in the gutter, and we once again employ Terry Ballard to very carefully extract the ball from lane 14. And it was... I'd like to inform the family of the patient that it was a successful surgery conducted by Terry Ballard. Justin Ruggiero shooting for a 10 box now. And it goes. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to repeat what Justin Ruggiero just uttered, but that was kind of what we were all thinking right there. About that last pin almost not falling again. Wow. Oh my goodness. Anyways, Justin Ruggiero for the 5th box to finish the half of the 4th game. Before we move into quarter 3. Justin Ruggiero off to the left of the head pin. That's a 3 drop, and I don't think I've ever seen a leave like that on the first ball before. And that's an 8 drop for Chas Gallant. 8 fill on a spare. Justin Ruggiero throws hard, 1-3-9. Chas Gallant leaves the 5, no mark. Ruggiero for a 10 box, he'll take a 9 for 52 and 5. Chas Gallant on the 5 pin. For a 10 box. And he'll dismiss it for a 9, and that's the half. 52 for Justin Ruggiero and 54 for Chas Gallant at the half. Compare that to Terry Ballard's 49 after 5 to Chas Gallant's 54 after 5. Paul Metivier at 57 and a bonus after 5 to Justin Ruggiero's 52 after 5. A difference of 5 in Paul Metivier's favor in the game, and 41 in the total. Terry Ballard has a total by 31, but is trailing in the game by 5. Terry Ballard will poke 1. A hard-fought 1 and a lemon drop on the 6. Metivier on the spare fill. 8 drop. 8 fill. Terry Ballard on the head pin there. 5-8. Paul Metivier on the 3 and the 5 for a spare. He's all over it. That's his 3rd mark in a row. 75 and 6 and a bonus. Terry Ballard will take a 10 for 59 and 6. Paul Metivier on fire. He's 3 for 6 on the head pin with 2 splits this game. He's 21 for 36 on the head pin with 10 splits. He's averaging 6.7 per mark and totaling 114 in bonus fills. And his maximum game can be 195 if he goes all strikes from here on out. Fun fact. Terry Ballard can also get to 179 if he strikes out from here on out as well. Just some FYIs, some fun facts. Terry Ballard on the head pin. Drop 6. Right side check mark. Paul Metivier on a spare fill. And it's going to be a 6 fill, missing the head pin. 1, 2, 8, 10. 4, 5, 3, 10 for Terry Ballard on the check mark, and he checks the check mark. Checkmate. 69 a bonus for Terry Ballard in the 7th. And that's the 1 and the 10 for Paul Metivier, missing his mark. Terry Ballard 2 marks this game. Currently 69 a bonus in the 7th. Paul Metivier 81 and 6. And then with that 8 box, that puts him at 89 and 7. Paul Metivier currently at 460, and he's not even done 4 games. 3 boxes to go. Terry Ballard at 378. Justin Ruggiero 387. Chas Gallant 327. Uneven points in the match, but just giving you some ideas of where everyone is. Justin Ruggiero and Chas Gallant are halfway through this game. Terry Churnbutter will fill with 1 on the 10 pin. Paul Metivier on the head pin. Will be a strike. Yes, it will. Another strike for Paul Metivier. And Terry Ballard is much more on target there. Leaves the 2 and the 4. Paul Metivier's at 99 and 8 plus a bonus. His 4th mark of the game, his 2nd strike of the game. Terry Ballard will take a 9 box. I thought it was going to be a 10. I was about to pencil it in as a 10, but he'll take a 9 for 79 after 8. Terry Ballard with 2 marks. 3 for 7 on the head pin with no splits. Terry Ballard is 8 for 38 on the head pin with 2 splits, totaling 49 in bonus pins on marks, averaging 5.4 per mark. Here comes Terry Ballard on the head pin, and wow, what a fast strike. More booming. More booming. Paul Metivier on a strike. To the left of the head pin, drops 5. It's a 6-pack. Sorry, drops 4, excuse me. Can't count anymore. Right side 6-pack. Paul Metivier on a strike fill. Nearly gets it, but he'll fill with 9. 108 and 8 for Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard, 89 and a bonus in the 9th. Paul Metivier will take a 10 box for 118 and 9. He's at 489 for not even yet a 4-game total. Paul Metivier is officially on 600 watch, and I can call it this early because if you can get to 504 games, you are on track for a 600. Terry Ballard is on a strike here. He fires on the 1-3 pocket. It looked good on paper, but he's going to mix down 8. Metivier misses the headpin, drops 6. To complete the strike fill will be 8 for Terry Ballard, 97-9. Paul Metivier at 118 and counting. If he can get this mark, he'll be really good shape. And he is. He takes a spare. That's 128 and counting for Paul Metivier. Terry Churnbutter will miss the object pin, the 2, and leave the 2 and the 7 for an 8-box 105. Game 4 for Terry Ballard for a 4-game total of 414, averaging over 100. Paul Metivier, 128 and a bonus. 1 ball to go. Paul Metivier, final ball, the 4th game. Oh, and what a fill. Fills 9. It would almost look like 10 for a moment. So Paul Metivier, oh my goodness, look at this. 5:08 after 4 with that 137 for Paul Metivier. That is unreal. Paul Metivier is on fire. Terry Ballard at 4:14 with that 105. And we're starting immediately here. Chas Gallant with the follow-up. Chas Gallant will drop 7. Ruggiero dropping 8 on the headpin, splitting 8, 7-8. 138 for Chas Gallant. Chas Gallant will spare it up all over at 64-6. He's happy about that one. Getting fired up. Terry Ballard firing up everyone here. Justin Ruggiero for the spare, and he leaves the 7 on the deck. 9-box or 10-box. Justin Ruggiero, 9 or 10, and it will be a 9. 61-6 for Justin Ruggiero. 64 and a bonus in 6 for Terry Gallant. Chas Gallant. Like I said, calling a doubleheader, you get all the names mixed up everywhere, all over the place. I'm amazed I haven't. I'm amazed I've only flubbed one name so far, to my knowledge. Chas Gallant working on a spare. And he's off to the left of the headpin, and he'll mix down 6, though. A decent recovery. It's a 5 drop for Justin Ruggiero, not on the headpin. 153, 8, 10, 1347 for Chas Gallant. And he sails through the ocean where the first ball went. Justin Ruggiero, great ball, and it looked like it was great on paper, but he leaves the 8. Chas Gallant, 1347. 6 or greater. It'll be a 7 for Chas Gallant, 77-7. Justin Ruggiero with a 9 for 70-7. And scores are all correct all around. It's been an exciting and fast-paced match. I got to remind myself to occasionally look up to check the automatic scoreboard to make sure I'm in sync with them, but everything is good on the numbers right now. Chas Gallant on lane 14 to the right of the headpin, and yikes, he'll take a shot on the 10. And that's a 2 for Justin Ruggiero, a half Worcester on the 2 and the 8. Chas Gallant. Slight correction, but maybe not enough of one. Leaves a bouquet. Justin Ruggiero, similar story. Working boxes for both. Chas Gallant, 5 or greater. It'll split the difference for a 7. Ruggiero. He'll take a 6, leaving the banana. 76-8 for Justin Ruggiero, 84-8 for Chas Gallant. 84 for Chas Gallant versus Terry Ballard, 79. Justin Ruggiero, 76-8 versus Paul Metivier's 108 at the same point in the match, or in the game. 2 boxes to go for these 2 bowlers, then we'll assess the more even totals and everything, and that's a split for Chas Gallant. It's a 4 drop for Chas Gallant and a 1 drop for Justin Ruggiero, a lemon drop on the 4 pin. Chas Gallant, bucket of 5 on the right and the 7. Oh, and he'll just take a few out the middle. Ruggiero hurls it, hits the 1-3 pocket, 2-4-7. Gallant on the 7-10-3-6 for a 10-box, 6-box guarantee. It'll be a 6-box, 90-9. Ruggiero with a 9-box, 85-9. Justin Ruggiero is 22 for 39. The head pin with 8 splits, totaling 65 in bonus pins, averaging 6.5 per mark, and he's been averaging 6 on the first ball. Chas Gallant averaging 4.8 on the first ball, 12 for 39 in the head pin. We'll take a few out on the left side in the candlepin corner area. And that's a 6 drop for Justin Ruggiero, all the while leaving the 2 diamond. Chas Gallant, he's got the 1 diamond and the 6 triangle on a 3 drop. And he'll miss off to the left. Ruggiero on the diamond. And the diamond wins again. 3 of the 4 fall. The 4 pins left on the deck. That'll be a big win for Paul Metivier by at least 40-something, I believe. That'll be a 9 for Justin Ruggiero. So Justin Ruggiero with a 94 to Paul Metivier's 137. Chas Gallant 96 to Terry Ballard's 105. Paul Metivier takes the 4th game by 43. Terry Ballard takes the 4th game by 9. Paul Metivier is up on the total by 79, and again, he's on 600 watch. Quite an easy 600 watch. 508 after 4. Justin Ruggiero 429 after 4. Terry Ballard 414 after 4. Chas Gallant 369 after 4. Time for the 5th and final game here in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, and it'll be time to assess everything in terms of the grand total pinfall, worth up to 4 points. If a bowler can either overtake or retain or whatever. If they tie, it's 2, of course. Anyways, Paul Metivier. He'll punch out 3. Terry Ballard misses the head pin as well, but he gets a better break of 5. Paul Metivier took out the left side candlepin corner. Paul Metivier to the left of the head pin, leaves the 1 and the 3. Ballard for his mark. He'll miss everything. No mark. Frame will be open to start out the 5th and final game. Our away bowlers here. Paul Metivier. We'll take a 9. Terry Ballard. We'll take a 5. That's how it's going to be. Paul Metivier at 517. He needs less than 100 to get to 600. Paul Metivier on 600 watch. Paul Metivier taking off like a rocket. He's been bowling exceptionally well, especially in that 4th game. And on the head pin he goes, and he'll drop 8. Ballard off to the right of the head pin, and it'll be a 4 drop. Paul Metivier's been averaging 6.5 on the first ball up to this point. Paul Metivier for the spare, and he got the spare. Terry Ballard on a pile of pins in the center on the 4 drop, and he almost takes them all out. He leaves the 7 on the deck. My goodness, that was a great ball on paper. Right on the pocket, right where you want it to be. Sometimes they just don't go. And we're waiting on that graciously slow ball return. He's off to the races, and it'll be a 9 box for Terry Ballard. 14 after 2, 19 in a bonus after 2 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier 23 for a 42 on the head pin with 10 splits. Terry Ballard 10 for 42 on the head pin with 3 splits. Terry Ballard averaging 4.9 on the first ball. Paul Metivier averaging 6.5 on the first ball. Paul Metivier off to the right of the head. Well, he's on the head pin, but he fills with 5. Bucket of 5 drop. It's a 5 drop for Terry Ballard as well. Missing the head pin. Metivier on the bucket of 5, and he leaves the 2 and the 5. Terry Ballard. Will he get a pretty spare? He leaves the 6. It doesn't go. Good offer. Just offer not accepted. Metivier will take an 8 for 32 and 3. He's at 540. That's a 9 for Terry Ballard, 23 and 3. Paul Metivier on the head pin again. Drops 8. 4, yes, the 4 and the 10. Terry Ballard missed the head pin, but he's going to get a decent mix of 8. Wow, way more than I thought he was going to get. It's the 3 and the 7. Paul Metivier tries to play the wood, tries to get something fancy, but nothing doing. Terry Ballard for his spare shot. It goes. Terry Ballard missing the head pin, but got the spare. 33 and a bonus in 4. Paul Metivier will take a 9, 41 and 4. Paul Metivier's 3 for 4 on the head pin with 1 split this game. Terry Ballard hasn't found the head pin, but he has 1 mark. Paul Metivier averaging 6.6 on the first ball. Terry Ballard averaging 5.1 on the first ball. Here comes Paul Metivier. Oh, punching hard on the head pin, dropping 5. Oh, no, and that's Terry Ballard calling an audible into the gutter. No, a 0 fill in the spare. Paul Metivier on his split. Dropping 6 after all is said and done. Pokes one more out. And Terry Ballard, he's disappointed with that one. He knows that could have been the first ball. Is a point of improvement for newer bowlers, where it's just a matter of that's a 9 for Metivier. Terry Ballard will take a 9 as well, and that's 42 after 5 for Terry Ballard and 50 after 5 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier is at 558, 4.5 games in. He needs 42 to reach 600. Terry Ballard at 456 after 5 and 42 at the half. Paul Metivier 50 at the half. Time for the second quarter here in the ACST in this doubleheader in the 5th game. It's now Chas Gallant and Justin Ruggiero. It'll be Chas Gallant in the red on your left and Justin Ruggiero in the navy blue on your right. Justin Ruggiero will have the honors of firing first. Justin Ruggiero to the left of the head pin, and he'll drop 7. Chas Gallant will poke 1. It's a 1 drop for Justin. Justin Ruggiero, drops 7, and he missed the head pin. Leaves the head pin. Chas Gallant on the lemon drop. Takes a few more out. 1, 3, 6, 7, 9. And Ruggiero will take a 10. That's 10 after 1 for Ruggiero. Chas Gallant will poke 1 out. And that will be a 6 for Chas Gallant. And there's action in the bullpen. I'm hearing talk about something about a score being off, so I'm just going to pause just to get my bearings on what the heck is going on. Apparently says Paul Metivier. It's really... Yep. 42 is what I got. Yep. And it was, they were fixing Terry Ballard's score. So that means we may have to double check on that score correction I had earlier in the match, just to make sure that that was official, but we'll double check. It's a 4 drop for Chas Gallant and miss on the spare for Justin Ruggiero. Chas Gallant misses his spare as well. Yes, and again, it's up to the bowlers to maintain the accuracy of the scores on all the scoreboards, except for mine. I'm just following them. It's always the bowler's responsibility for all that, so... I do know there was one score correction for Chas Gallant I had to put in earlier. I don't know if I made the right or if I made it right or wrong, but we'll find out. So Justin Ruggiero will take 8, and Chas Gallant will take 9. 18 after 2 for Ruggiero, 15 after 2 for Gallant. Again, remember the stream scoreboard's always unofficial. I am reasonably confident that things are pretty much fully in sync. It's just, stuff happens. Always a disclaimer. Ruggiero will drop 3. Chas Gallant will drop 4. Ruggiero leaves the 1-4-7. Chas Gallant will poke 1 out. Ruggiero will finish with a 9. In the third, Chas Gallant. In the third, we'll take a 6 for 21 after 3. Everything's in sync with the automatic scoreboard. What more can I tell you about Justin Ruggiero? He, in his past 5 matches, he's totaled 2652 pins, averaging 530.4 per mark, and will be a strike for Mr. Ruggiero. It sure will be. Backdoor strike. Doesn't matter how it goes. It still goes. It's a 3 drop for Chas Gallant. That is the 6-pack on the left and the 10. Chas Gallant. What a nice pocket shot, but it'll leave the 5 and the 10 on the deck. Eight, 9, or 10 for Chas Gallant, and he'll sail into the gutter for an 8 for 29 after 4 for Chas Gallant. 37 and a bonus in the 4th for Justin Ruggiero. Special shout out to Krista Ruggiero, who's doing the paper copy scoring this evening. So we have 3 different three different entities scoring. I have me on my stream score, and Ruggiero on the paper copy, and of course the automatic score system doing its thing. And I'm just holding to see what the heck happens with Chas Gallant. I think he's putting in a foul, so I'll let you know as soon as I know what the heck is happening. Action in the bullpen, and it will be an 8. 8 confirmed for Chas Gallant in the 4th. Okay, no problem. I was correct. And Chas Gallant, pins are still mixing. Ruggiero will take a spare on strike with that 8 drop. Chas Gallant drops 8 after a long mix of pins that even the automatic score system couldn't keep up with. He leaves the 10 on the deck. No mark for Chas Gallant to finish that first half, the final first half of this match. Chas Gallant's waiting for wood to settle down there on lane 13. I am waiting in just as much suspense as you folks for this wood to settle. And it seems to have reasonably settled on lane 13. Chas Gallant. And he don't need no wood. He'll just play it directly. 39 after 5 for Chas Gallant. 57 and a bonus after 5 for Justin Ruggiero. 50 after 5 for Paul Metivier. And 42 after 5 for Terry Ballard are your confirmed scores. The leader of the pack is currently Paul Metivier with a 558, 4.5 game total. And again, he's on 600 watch. So watch with me as we continue our 600 watch. Here on the ACST, I'm Steve Kelly on the call. Great to have you along on this Monday evening. Terry Ballard drops 7. Missed the headpin, but still got a decent mix of it. And Paul Metivier is all over the headpin and splits 8. It's the 9 and the 10 with a piece of wood that could be dicey, but could also work. Maybe play it high on the cap. That's my theory. We'll find out. Paul Metivier, oh, yep, played it a little bit too low. Terry Ballard missed to the right. That'll be a 9. 51 and 6. Paul Metivier will be looking at an 8, 9, or 10 box in the 6th. And he'll take a 9. The best he could do with that, pick to stick. 59 and 6 for Paul Metivier. 567 and 6. Or 567 after 46 boxes, specifically. Currently, Chas Gallant has yet to get any points. Justin Ruggiero looking at 2 at the moment. And Terry Ballard will poke out 2. Paul Metivier to the right of the headpin, and he'll drop 6 so far. Terry Ballard will take a few more out for a 6 drop. Paul Metivier 1, 2, 5, 9. And he'll leave the headpin. Terry Ballard will take an 8 box for 59 and 7. Paul Metivier is looking at a 10 box possibility with a 9 box guarantee on the headpin. And he'll take a 9. 68 after 7 for Paul Metivier. He needs 24 pins to get to 600. And don't worry, he can't hear me. There's no way he can hear me. 0% chance. You may not hear. It's actually pretty loud in this room. Just have some bit of noise suppression going on to kind of help with that. It's a 2 drop for Terry Ballard and a 2 drop for Paul Metivier. And Terry Ballard almost spares up that 2 drop. We'll see if Paul Metivier can connect with the pocket and do the same. Those juicy, greasy decks of 13 and 14 at Academy Lanes. And he's on the pocket, but a little bit too full. Pin still mixing. It'll be a 7-ish so far for Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard will take a 9 for 68 and 8. Paul Metivier is looking at the 3, the 7, and the 10 for a 10 box. He needs another mark to get to 600 at least. That'll be a 9 box for Paul Metivier, 77 and 8. 585 after 48 boxes. Paul Metivier has a max game of 137 if he strikes out here on out. Ballard is a max of 128. Well, not anymore. That's an 8 drop. Paul Metivier. To the right of the head pin, he'll get a spinny pin to get 6 more out of the deal. 1, 2, 3, 7, and Terry Ballard marks it up. 78 and a bonus in the 9th. 492 for Terry Ballard. Paul Metivier, he'll be nice if he could mark this, and it looks like he's going to. He will. He's back on track. 87 and a bonus in the 9th for Paul Metivier. 595. And he still has a box and a third to get things going. It was looking scary there for Paul Metivier. I was saying he needed a mark, but he got his mark. So now I think we're looking okay. Terry Ballard, 7 drops, 7 fills, split. Paul Metivier, if this is big, he's basically got it. That's a 5. He's at 600. That was it. Congratulations on your 600, Paul Metivier. Terry Ballard just misses a little bit, leaves the 246. Paul Metivier, bam, another spare. He's at 610, and that's a spare and a 102 and a ball in the 10th. Terry Ballard will take a 7, finishing with a 92 and a 506. 5-game total for Terry Ballard. 610 and counting for Paul Metivier. Max a 620 on this next spare fill. A certified 600 for Paul Metivier. Final ball for Paul Metivier on the pocket. Great ball. And it's going to be a 7 to finish with a 109 and a 617. Game 5 for Paul Metivier. 3 mark, 109, salvaging it in the last half. 617 is what he's got. He's over 600, folks. Paul Metivier averaging 123 this evening. Terry Ballard at 92 with a 506. Oops, and we're starting very quickly. That's Chas Gallant. Dropping 4, I believe. And Justin Ruggiero dropping 9. 9 on the fill. Chas Gallant leaving the inverse spread eagle, the 1589. Justin Ruggiero on the single, and it goes. He's 3 marks in a row. He's 76 and 6 plus a bonus. Justin Ruggiero in good positioning to possibly take the 5th game. Not so much the match, but definitely the 5th game is a possibility. It's a 6 box for Chas Gallant, 45 and 6. Paul Metivier finished 28 for 50 on the head pin with 13 splits, totaling 155 in fills, averaging 7 per mark. And Paul Metivier averaged 6.5 on the first ball. And that's a 7 drop for Gallant, not on the head pin. And there's a strike on spare for Justin Ruggiero. And that's a 10 drop for Justin Ruggiero. Gallant leaving the head pin. Chas Gallant leaving the 10. Gallant will take a nice 10 for 55 and 7. And I don't know if the pin setter is pin settering. Yes, it is. There it goes. So Justin Ruggiero, 4 marks in a row. Strikes spare 10. His lowest fill has been 9. He's at 96 and 7. He is going to take the 5th game at this rate. Chas Gallant will drop 2. Justin Ruggiero on a strike. Drops 5. Kaleri. Kaleri so far. 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. Chas Gallant. Oh, and it's going to be a 5 fill for Justin Ruggiero. Chas Gallant's got the center diamond, 1, 2, 3, 5 for 10 box. Chas Gallant will take a 6. Justin Ruggiero will take a 6. Oops. A 6. 107 and 8 for Justin Ruggiero. So he's about to take the 5th game, but he's at 536 for a nearly 5-game total. Justin Ruggiero could get a 167 if he just strikes out from here on out, but never say never. And it's a 3 drop for Chas Gallant. And a 127 for Justin Ruggiero. Not on the head pin, and that's 1 more out for Chas Gallant. Justin Ruggiero will take a spare, 117 and a bonus. Currently at 546 and counting for Justin Ruggiero after 9. Chas Gallant. Take a few more out. 1, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't a spare. My My apologies. I swear I saw all the pins fall. Anyways, correction. 67-9 for Chas Gallant and 117-9 for Justin Ruggiero with the 10 box. I don't know. My ability to see pins is fading fast as we finish this match here. It's a 3 drop for Chas Gallant. It's a 1 drop for Justin Ruggiero. Chas Gallant working box, Justin Ruggiero working box. Justin Ruggiero does have the 5th game. He will at least take some points. He'll take 4 points this evening. 617 is what I got. That's a 10 for Justin Ruggiero, and Chas Gallant has a 77 with that 10 box. Just double checking all of my math. Should be correct, I think. I think we should be reasonably confident that these scores are in. The final game is correct. Okay, so it's 617 for Paul Metivier, 556 for Justin Ruggiero, 506 for Terry Ballard, and 446 for Chas Gallant. So that's the end of the 5th game. Paul Metivier takes the total by 61. Doesn't take the 5th game. Ruggiero takes the 5th game by 18. Terry Ballard took the 5th game by 15 and took the match by 60. So let me just give me one moment just to cut down to the final stats, or send the stats to the main computer. And do we have everything? One moment, I want to show you some graphs too. That would also be excellent if I could just get that dialed in. There's one. It's pardon the technical difficulty there. There we go. There's some graphs in case you want to see a bit more of a divergence in the grand total pinfall. But anyways, Paul Metivier this evening will take 10 points to Justin Ruggiero's 4. And Terry Ballard will take 14 to Chas Gallant's 0. Terry Ballard taking all 5 games in the total. Paul Metivier and Justin Ruggiero was a slugfest the whole way down, but Paul Metivier just turning on the gas, especially in games 2, 3, and 4, to maintain a steady pace to get to 617 after 5 games. Justin Ruggiero with a 556, not an unimpressive total in and of itself. So great bowling in Class B. And in Class F, also great bowling as well. We have Terry Ballard shutting out Chas Gallant 14-0, 506 to Chas Gallant's 446. And with the head pins, Paul Metivier is 28 for 50. Justin Ruggiero went 26 for 50. So 56% and 52% respectively. And Terry Ballard went 22% on the head pin, 11 for 50. Chas Gallant went 12 for 50 on the head pin. 101 average for Terry Ballard today, 89 average for Chas Gallant today, 123 average for Paul Metivier, and 111 for Justin Ruggiero. Anyways, I think that should just about do it for us here at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. We have a lot of exciting kids here for a couple of parties, so if you like this content and want to see more, I invite you to check out Candlepin Bowling Network, 3 Ball Spare, Candlepin Corner, and the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, respectively. So check all those out if you feel so inclined. There's also some additional stuff, such as the Candlepin chat group on Facebook, great for discussion and figuring out what tournaments are and all that. AlleyChat.net for the Friday Night Pro League recaps. And there's also their YouTube channel as well. A couple of classic Candlepin TV shows here and there. You can also check out the Ripping the Rack podcast and the Approach podcast, as well as Tony Levesque and Charlie Collins on YouTube. If you want to find more of my content, I am 3 Ball Spare on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So check me out there if you want to see more. Also check out Candlepins for Cancer, candlepins4cancer.com, run by Al Johnson and Paul Grant, respectively. As you can see there in the photo, great cause, great charity for helping bowlers or people in the Candlepin bowling community for need of cancer treatments and assistance. You know how awful cancer is, so please check it out. There's tournaments and all that to sign up for qualifying rollouts, or if you just want to donate, your choice. Also, check out candlepin.org and click Go Bowling to find your nearest center. If you like Candlepin bowling, you think you can bowl better than anyone here this evening, want to come down to Academy Lanes, I invite you to come down. So go to candlepin.org and click Go Bowling to find your nearest center. Anyways, that should be it for us. I've been Steve Kelly for Paul Metivier, Justin Ruggiero, Terry Ballard, and Chas Gallant. I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Have a great one, folks.